Crosswell. Rar, Lion Boy, Crosswell here. Today, I wanted to actually just kind of like, what do you guys think of like my fit today? So I'm just wearing a black shirt that has like the word boss on it and just like my pants as well. I don't have like the tie, but can you guess where the tie is at? Just guess. This is the tie. So basically this is what I mean. Different ways of wearing it in a more like kind of like youthful way. So basically this is what the tie looks like. You know, it's just your simple black tie. This one's like, it has like the skinny tail to it. So this one's like the skinnier one. This is like the fatter one. Okay, hold on a second. I gotta like disconnect real quick. Okay, sweet. So basically what I wanted to talk about today is kind of like the outfit that I have on right now. So this is kind of like the vibe that I'm going with today. It's kind of like, I want to say like futuristic soldier, like I am machine. Like I feel like I'm like kind of upgrading myself in like that instance, and I want to kind of like evoke that. So basically this is what I mean. So this tie is boss obviously, and what I did is cut, so I cut the stitching like right here, that point, to make it so it's kind of like, it's a loop. If I took it off, like, so you see that loop right there? So basically I just tied it around and everything like that around my neck as a tie, because like I'm actually tying my, and then I safety pinned the tail ends on the, sorry, so basically the end part with like the tag right here, I just basically just pinned it and the inside like this in this loop right here, basically just doing that and kind of covering it up in this instance. And do that and just flip it over, and then obviously I feel like I would need to like steam it and everything like that, and then like I pinned it so that way the actual like the boss color actually kind of peeks through, and actually like you can kind of identify that it is boss. And I kind of want to like actually do a little bit more experimentation with this tie as well. Of course I would have to steam it a little bit, everything like that, but like this is like the vibe of that I'm going with today. It's not like my strongest look to get today, but it's something like a little bit experimental, and I kind of wanted to show you guys like where my mind goes on like of how like I style and like dress. But I feel like this is the look. The whole vibe is giving like black and silver, so it's kind of like staying on theme, minus this, but this is kind of giving like the boss like color story in that instance. Minus like minus my jewelry, but this is like it's kind of giving like a, it's like if I injured my arm, that's what it looks like. I just have like a sling on. That's not intentional, but I mean this is like the vibe that I'm going for. And it with this right here, it adds like a dimension of layer of like, what's that on their chest, what's around their neck. Like it's like very interesting of like how I styled it. I'm treating my life as like kind of like dress to impress. You know, each day like what's the next challenge of how I can like upgrade how I'm dressing and kind of like experiment and change the way that I'm dressing just to be a little bit different. But what do you guys think of what I have on? I mean, I really like what I have on. It's not my strongest look, but you know what I'm doing is trying to get people to turn their heads and literally just kind of, because like what I'm noticing people are doing, it's just like when I'm walking past, because I'm walking past on purpose, you know, just because I can see people from like the peripherals of like my eyes. So it's just like people are, when I'm walking past, people are like, it's kind of funny in my opinion. I'm not laughing like obviously like as of that moment, but in my head I'm actually taking like observation and data on like, okay, now that I know what works, what's the next step for someone to kind of approach me and be like, yeah, what do you have on? I'm like, I can actually explain what I have on and actually explain the brand boss, you know, of how like you can actually kind of make this a little bit more fashion forward and actually futuristic thinking. That's why I am machine. Like I'm using my brain. Like I'm using like with the pressure points from like with my little piece right here, I can feel like the cerebellum, like, you know. And then anyways, so but yeah, this is gonna be the end of the video. But yeah, I'm about to start work. But yeah, Lion Boy out. Okay, right, Lion Boy Crossel here. Today I wanted to talk about something that I have something on, basically with my neck pieces and everything like that. Basically what I'm doing is actually kind of like connecting with myself even more, especially with like the human anatomy, especially I'm feeling some new sensations in my arms, specifically this one. I don't know how to really explain it, but I just feel like a lot of like different like sensations within this arm in itself. That's why I kind of interchangeably switch my neck piece for like the arm piece. It's the same piece, but it's just like, oh, actually I gotta fix that because like the balls will come off. So basically it's just like a bangle that just goes around the wrist, something simple, but I can wear it different ways. But with how skinny my arm is, it fits in like, I don't know, like, so the pressure point's right there and right there. It doesn't hurt or anything like that, but it's just something that I'm just taking inspiration and taking like taking information and data from, is what I wanted to say. But what do you guys think of like my outfit right now? Because like it's a tie, and I think of switching up how I'm looking and how I'm actually presenting myself to like this ecosystem that I'm kind of like experimenting with, because the mall is going to be my ecosystem that I'm trying to introduce something new and different, especially like a different type of style and fashion, because like I've been walking around the mall each time that I go to work and actually just looking at like the clothes in different stores, like I don't want to give like specific names for like the stores itself, but the fashion is very like, I'm not even going to be disrespectful, it's very like the same. Like each store is selling like literally like a copy and paste of everything else. It's just like, where is like the innovation and where's something new that people can actually dress differently, rather than just dressing like of how it is like the current season, but if it's like the current one. And I want to be able to introduce something new and interesting that's different and unique, because like when I'm walking around the mall, I'm just seeing these stores just doing these basic designs, and it's just like it's nothing innovative, it's nothing different, it's nothing unique, it's just always the same, minus the fact that it's like graphic prints on it. It's just like the graphics are not going to save the clothes itself. It's actually the design itself that actually needs to change, rather than just having graphics being added to the shirt, because it's just like, that's textiles, but with textiles, it needs to be more innovative and different. And I come from a fashion background anyways, and I'm gonna stop with like being like the goofy kind of like, you know, persona that I'm like portraying myself as. You know, I'm just talking as myself, but I'm just amplifying that up just for the camera, just for you guys, but I'm not sure if anyone is actually like vibing with what I'm producing. So basically I'm just gonna just talk in how I would actually talk. You know, I do joke here and there and everything like that and yap, but I mean like what I'm doing is what I'm trying to actually communicate to you guys and actually trying to get my message out there. Like if it's not clocking to you guys, like I'm standing on business here, like dead ass, like I'm literally trying to like get my message across. It's like I'm seeing these stores, like they are selling like literally the same exact stuff, it's just graphic prints. And I feel like with fashion, especially if you want to take fashion to the next level, it's not graphic prints, it's just not the graphic prints alone, it's about the actual design of it. And considering where I'm coming from, even though like I'm just wearing a scarf the way that I'm just wearing it, disregard that and actually listen to like my message of what I'm trying to actually say to you guys. For the world has endless opportunities if we take the time and consideration to take a step back, rather than consuming content on social media. Okay, there we go. Because like I feel like with content on social media, you're just consuming content, you're not being a producer. And in my case, this is starting, so this is like day 5 of me becoming someone, going from the rags to the riches. And sorry if I'm taking a pause, I'm just actually having my brain, okay, hold on, I gotta, hold on, get this. See, and this is how I do it. So like basically, I'm trying to go from the rags to the riches, and this is like day 5 of me doing that and taking actionable steps, and like, you know, actually introducing something new and interesting and different in this mall ecosystem, in this mall at the Bellevue Square Mall. Because like I'm looking at fashion and I'm seeing how it's very mid, it's very boring, and it's just like, how can I make it and that's something a little bit different? Because like I know that I walked around the mall with like a camera, tripod, like selfie stick type of thing, and I was like actually like, before it was more for the aesthetic wise, for like I'm trying to test it out to see if this can be like an actual like product that I can actually like market. But in this instance, I was just like, okay, let me just go out there and just see like what, if I can get any like audience, like if I can get like anyone's like attention, because people have like short attention spans, and I don't know why like people have short attention spans, but I'm trying to get people's attentions for a reason, and it's just like I'm really being my own science experiment and social experiment, because like I want to actually like do like test hypotheses, test theories on like what is working, what is not working, and like how can I be someone that can actually be someone in the like. I'm getting very like passionate, and like I'm being very like kind of like not aggressive, but like being more expressive of what I'm saying, because like I'm actually trying to communicate to you guys. I'm trying to get this in your literally. So I had the camera tripod in my hand, and you can go into the video of what I was talking about, because I made a I made a podcast video on it, and I'm gonna start making my own podcast video called Xwell. So it's gonna be Xwell, and there's gonna be a topic, and there's gonna be like, you know, like the title of like what I'm gonna be talking about in that cells. And I'm trying to actually like do things intentionally different, because like I'm seeing how this world is actually being run, and it's being run in a way that's like not progressive. It's becoming very like, what's the opposite of progressive? It's like going backwards. It's just like I'm not like, are people not realizing that? And I'm trying to like actually like, okay, so anyways, what I'm trying to communicate to you guys with the selfie stick, so basically in the mall, I'm actually doing experiments in that instance. And what I did, even what I had on was, if you saw the movie Lucy, she had on a cheetah print. So basically, let me go back so you guys can understand. So, okay, I'm just really, information is being overloaded right now, and I'm trying to actually just make it in a way that makes sense. Because it's all making sense in my head. So basically, when I had that, because information is being like literally like processing out of nowhere, I am machine. And with the movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson, that movie is a very symbolic figure in my eyes, because it's like human evolution. Lucy was, I guess, like in my opinion, like the first conscious species to be more aware of the surroundings. And with Scarlett Johansson portraying Lucy, my life is literally like that. And I'm trying to actually, I'm not going to go into the specifics on like what I mean specifically. I'm treating my life as that. It's like I'm experiencing life, time, the existence of matter, gravity, and everything and everything in between. I'm like, it's all coming together in my head, and I cannot formulate. It doesn't matter how many times I express with words. Words will never express what I'm truly. Words will never truly express on what I'm actually feeling like. You are not me, and it's just like I can't. Like I literally can't. I know what I'm saying. I'm passing the baton. I'm literally passing the baton, and I can't. Like I can't. Like I can't. Like I'm trying to like pass the baton to you guys to like of knowledge and like information and data, because like I feel like with when you think of like existence and with life and death, what do you think happens in the afterlife? In my opinion, it still exists, but just not in this current realm. And when I think of like the Holy Ghost, I think of there's still like I can't, like I'm trying to like actually like make sure like this is like a formulated way of like how I can actually speak and communicate myself to you guys. I'm gonna spice this up. So basically, if you are very curious of what I'm talking about, especially with my camera tripod with human evolution, Lucy, there's a shirt that I got from H&M, and then like it's a very kind of funny story. When like I was that day that I actually had worn that, I was wearing this piece with like my hat or something like that, and then like I was just like walking around in the mall. Like I know people are looking at me, and I'm very obvious and aware of that, and that's the whole point of what I'm doing, because like I'm tired. I'm going to be my own celebrity, and I'm going to build the foundations on how to become my own celebrity and influencer status, and it starts now. And that's what I'm basically doing. That's my whole my entire mission of what I'm doing, because like okay, so information is just being thrown at my, so information is bouncing off my head left and right. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna have to like really spice this up, because like there's a lot that goes into like my mind, and then like it's just like the way that the information is being like thrown. Literally, you guys just witnessed what just happened. So basically, information has been literally overloaded for it to connect to my mouth, and it's just like not formulating the way that I want it to say. So basically, the main takeaway of the shirt is that like Lisa. Okay, anyways, bye. Okay, I feel like what I'm testing today is like my confidence and my ability to just walk on the beat of the music, even though you're not supposed to walk on the beat on the music when you're actually walking on the runway. But if I can just like actually just isolate my sound frequencies and no, if I isolate listening to the sound frequency that's emitted to my eardrum, it kind of, I feel like I sound like a nerd when I try to get to like the specifics and technicality of what I'm actually trying to say. But I feel like okay, actually I think I'm gonna start doing this as like more of like a vlog, not a vlog, more of like a video journal diary of like what my progress and like what I'm doing, because I feel like I'm moving at an exponential rate, and I just feel like I need to like actually like document my purpose and cause to what I'm doing, because I feel like my mind is moving so fast, and I feel like I need to actually document everything that I'm doing and actually saying. And I want to give like an analogy of like the movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson, especially how she created like the supercomputer to pass on the information, because in nature, if the conditions are favorable and it's like the perfect conditions, the boy meets girl, basically like if you are you either choose immortality or you choose to reproduce. And like I feel like if you choose immortality, you don't have like the drive for reproduction, so you would need to pass on the information somehow and pass the baton, is how I would say. But I feel like that's what's going on right now, and I want to like document this and kind of like have like this like as my like journey into like kind of like with self-expression and like more like with being in tune with who I am, because I feel like I am changing and I just don't know how I'm changing. But I feel like I tapped into something that I feel like is something that's making it even powerful for me to even say. And I feel like I keep hearing a voice saying I walk so you can run, and then when I say run, I don't mean like the literal like like I mean like actually run, like as in like dimensional shift. Like I mean, I feel like I'm outside of like my body, and I feel like I'm outside of like this dimension of like how people are thinking, because like people are thinking and like if so like I keep saying like I'm a schizophrenic lion boy, and I'm gonna stop saying schizophrenia, because it's not schizophrenia. Like it's dead ass not schizophrenia. Like I already know that for sure. Like anyways, but like I already know it's not that. It's something else, which I am very coherent and like comprehending on. I just can't pinpoint it on what it is specifically, because like I feel like I'm communicating to something, and it's just like I don't know what I'm communicating to. But like when I was saying like I walk so you can run, basically I'm hearing that in the back of my head, and it's like an actual roar, but it's just like it feels like an inner voice. And sometimes like when I think, everything is so clear, and that's just like I don't know what is actually like, am I just like not like I'm like, am I dreaming, or like am I like actually like awake? Because like I feel like sometimes I feel like I feel like I'm dreaming, and something, life does not feel fucking real. I feel like I'm just like I'm moving, I'm actually like rushing and hustling to get to somewhere, hence what I mean. I'm wearing this. Disregard this is like a new addition, which I'm just adding like pressure points, but it's leaving like an indentation on the side of my head anyways, which I want to show that there is actually like literal change, not just for like I'm wearing this for the sake of it. It's not for like aesthetics, because like I don't really like I don't know how people are able to think on just like, oh no, women's pockets, they don't need pockets, they just look like pockets. Like it doesn't really make any fucking sense. But anyways, I feel like I'm trying to like, what I'm trying to do is actually trying to build like my own wealth of information that I get like literally passed down to who, I don't know who, but it's just like I just feel like I need to document this, you know. It just kind of feels like it's like second nature in my opinion. It just feels like when I see my hair, my head feels clear. It feels like it's quiet. It's just like I don't know, like everything seems so clear, and like I have clarity, but it's just so quiet and like calm. Like it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like very soothing, but it's just like a little weary on the other end, because it's just like, oh, I mean, like can't even hear my own inner thoughts. So it's just like I'm just like very like, I don't know. That's something that I just observed. also, like, I feel like trying to go back to the analogy where Lucy, you know, was building the supercomputer of wealth, building like a wealth of knowledge. I feel like, I mean, I'm trying to do that and recreate that in like my own instance. Just because I feel like with like a mutation, when a mutation happens, it actually like creates something new in order for something else to develop something new. And I feel like since I had started wearing this on the back of my neck, okay, I put it in my pocket. Since I started putting on the back of my neck, the pressure points is what I'm feeling. And like, I'm feeling new sensations in my body that I'm telling you. Like, I'm not being like dramatic. I'm feeling new sensations in my body. Like, I'm just like, my body feels like I'm building my own exoskeleton. Like, it's just like, I feel like it's very interesting. I don't know how to describe it in itself, but it's very interesting. Do you see how I literally just took it off, didn't even realize it. I'm like, that's a necessity that I need. To end this video, I'm feeling time differently. So like, if you understand the fourth dimension is time. So if you are able to actually comprehend thinking of, I feel like if you're able to understand the fourth dimension and actually thinking of like the time itself as its own entity, you are able to actually like sync with like the universe in its instance. And I feel like that's what's happening. And that's why I feel like I'm hearing a roar in the back of my head saying that, I keep saying it, I walk so you can run. So basically when I'm running, I'm sprinting. So it's not like a literal sprint. It's more as like, if you move faster through space, you move slower through time. And the faster that I move through space, the slower I'm moving through time is how I'm perceiving it. And that's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, I feel like I have all this information that's kind of like overloaded in my brain, and I don't know how to express it or like even like kind of compute on like what I'm actually thinking. And so the point is just like, I don't know like what to do. Like, it's just like, I know what to do, but it's just like, I don't know what to do in this instance, because it's just like a lot of information overload, not in a bad way, in a way that's not making sense, but it's all making sense at the same time. And hope you guys can comprehend what I mean. But I mean, like, I feel like I'm trying to like, I don't know, I'm trying to make an understanding of like what I mean, because I know there's people going to be out there going to be like, bro's tweaking, bro's a jit, like he like, bro, I don't care if I'm a jit, I'm gonna be legit. Just wait, just watch and see. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm not just rambling for like the sake of it. Like, I'm actually being dead ass. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with me specifically. Truly, if you know me, especially from high school, question what happened with me. Like, don't just sit back and watch the content, actually question what is happening to me and why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. Because it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it's the humanness that people are lacking. Because people want to consume content that actually suits them, that they can actually like. And I'm not saying that I'm an exception or anything like that, but I'm like, if you know me, question everything. Like, go down the rabbit hole and actually go look at, like, I have made, okay, so to basically kind of give like a background, so I had, when I started with being Young Soul, because like I had made like a pact with myself back in high school, because I said to myself, like, you know what, I'm gonna make myself popular. Like, I'm gonna do that, like, especially towards like the end of senior year. Bro, that's a challenge that I'm definitely gonna take. And I actually did that, because I got people to know my name, you know, people saying, hey, what's up, bro? And even like my brother, he was known as like Brandon's brother, and I'm like, I didn't even mean that. Didn't really know that was affecting him, but I mean, like, I know like how I wanted it so bad, to the point where it's just like, you know, I'm gonna make this happen. And it's just like, I'm kind of reliving that in that instance, but it's just like in a different format, in a different way. Not dancing per se, because like I feel like it, like, I can obviously dance femme and I can obviously dance masculine, so I would call myself switch. So because like I can literally switch, like I can literally do that. Like, if you see me dance live, you can see what I mean. Like, I can sync with the frequencies. So basically, if I sync to the correct frequency at a specific type of rate, I feel feel like if that makes any sense, if you guys can comprehend. If not, then like I can really explain later. But like if not, then like just listen to what I'm saying, because like what I'm trying to say is that like I feel like change is happening and I just don't know how to like actually communicate it in a way that actually like you will comprehend. And it's probably not going to make sense to you because you don't know me and you don't know my full story. But you know, to keep it short, I feel like I would call this evolution. Like I would call this like evolution and growth. But like, and honestly, in my head, I'm like, this is like an actual representation of evolution. Like I'm just like, I don't know how to like really fully comprehend to like comprehend it myself or to actually communicate it in a way to you guys. But I feel like, okay. But yeah, I'm just getting tired. Like, this is just a lot of information. But yeah, yeah.